All right, we are back, and if you have not recognized this face once before, you've probably seen him 5 other times because he's been on Slick Talk, for a while, many times.
Yeah.
But we met, I think, right when you took over. You were introduced to me by Jessica from Abode. Jessica said, new CEO's coming into town. You need to meet this guy, and now to see where you guys are at today, 2 years later, is wild. So we're at HITEC, by the way. So.
Yeah, we started out very much vacation rental, short-term rental market focused. We've kind of grown up as a company. We've quadrupled in size.
Yeah.
And we're now, testing the water in the hotel space. So, we're definitely the minnows in the big shark tank up here.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see how much crossover there is between, what hotels are looking for in their sort of tech stacks and what short-term rentals have been doing for years already.
Yeah.
And have actually been the ones leading the charge. So it's been very cool to see that.
Well, I was going to ask you, what's the big difference or maybe even standout thing that you've noticed? We're at a hotel technology conference.
Yeah.
You guys are, like you said, minnows in a shark tank. But I would say the Operto solution, from what I've seen as a user and experience, like with you guys and your team, you're ahead of the game when it comes to hotels.
Yeah, I mean, it's, it's an interesting one because you've got a lot of providers in this space that are really trying to do, like, as far as I'm concerned, like way too much.
Yeah.
They're like, we do absolutely everything in the tech stack. And personally, I don't think that actually works. I think it falls down. And the other challenge is that, it's really hard to be a master of that. We need different vertical solutions in one. And I think that's really where we add a lot of, where we're at our most comfortable places, where we're sort of sticking to our knitting. We're doing a lot of the IoT solutions. We're being this sort of iOS of IoT.
Yeah.
That's really what we want to be. And we're finding that a lot of, especially the independent sort of mid-tier market hotels that aren't necessarily nationally branded, like the Marriott's and et cetera.
Yeah.
We're getting a huge uptake, and that's exciting for us.
So would you say that this is the new direction that hotels are really wanting, outside of like I don't know if it was COVID that woke them up, but when it comes to just the overall technology, because Operto doesn't just do, when I first met you, you guys were really focused on locks. Now you have guest experience, you have, everything else in between, from thermostats, noise monitoring.
For sure. I think, again, what we've learned quickly is that, short-term rental, vacation rental market is probably 2 years ahead of hotels in terms of just general technology adoption. And because of the scaling effect that technology has on someone's business, you can feel it immediately. If you're a short-term rental manager who's got 20 doors and wants to go to 100, which is basically all of our listeners, right?
Yeah.
And for the hotels, they're like, okay, well, they're seeing the success that's out there, and now they're going, no, and there's a lot of cross-pollination of expectations around like guest experience. People that are staying in short-term rental or hotels, they want to have a seamless experience, right?
Yeah.
So we're able to apply a lot of the things that we've built, whether that's, the guest application, sort of pre-stay, check-in, in-stay, upselling, cross-selling, making sure people are having a good time.
Yeah.
And then also the marketing and hopefully getting a direct booking off the back of it, right?
For
Which
sure.
is really what everyone's trying to do.
Well, and I remember there was a time where, I was working with your team, installing a lock, going through the process.
Yeah.
Pretty simple for a vacation home.
Yeah.
But now bringing the solution to a bigger scale, multi-doors, 100 plus, you know, you can get to that scale. What are the big challenges that you guys had to overcome when it came from moving from the individual independent operators to now these bigger, brands like Marriott?
You have to have really good partners on the ground, especially on the installation side, because what we are not is an installation company for sure. So we've worked really hard to make sure that we have national coverage across the United States for sure.
Yeah.
So that no matter where a hotel might pop up, we can always send in a really good technician or team that can actually get the place set up, because the IoT only works as well as you actually set it up.
Yeah.
And so that's been a learning for us, because it's not about like mailing a lock to someone and saying, hey, here's the instructions and off you go. It's
Make sure your Wi-Fi is on.
Well, totally. Hey, and by the way, like if someone unplugged the base station, like just plug it back in. Like it's a little bit more technical than that.
For sure.
But it's been exciting to learn new stuff, and I think every day it's amazing what we're learning at this thing.
Yeah. So I guess a common question that we've been asking every guest on this kind of spree of episodes is top 3 things you're looking forward to while you're here at HITEC when it comes to, again, could it be meeting new partners, X, Y, and Z?
Yeah, I think, for us, it's definitely surveying the competitive landscape. I think there's a lot more competition in this space. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
But I like where we box small, and we don't try and be all things to all people. We're very, very, very laser focused in our value prop.
For sure.
So I think obviously learning about competition, what are some of the interesting things that people are building that we maybe haven't even thought about, or we know that it's coming in the next frontier, and then obviously just meeting new customers. And we've had we've only been here for 2 hours this morning. It's like just been nonstop.
Yeah.
Because I think people also find us very unintimidating. We don't have the big booth and all the lights and the glamour and glitz of it all. It's just like we're just Operto, and we do our things really well, and we work with. These are the PMS partners we work really well with, and these are the technologies and we're good at what we stick to our knitting.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, and the quality. I think the one thing I've noticed from the beginning is that the quality, the more and more you guys grow, the company still stays quality related when it comes to the product. It's not like, oh, it sometimes works with these smart locks.
100%. We over-index in customer service. There's no doubt. I think that that's one of the hard learnings that a lot of folks go through when they join and they try and compete, and they go, okay, I'm just going to be a technology provider. Well, the problem is that human error is a real thing, and people don't get it always, and not everyone's digitally native, right?
Yeah.
So you're only as good as a company as your ability to support the technology you're actually putting out there. We recently had a CSAT score we put out last month with 98% CSAT score.
Yeah.
Like, we have very few haters.
Yeah.
And I really want to make sure that we always lead with customer service.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you don't want to call a call center that's somewhere offshore.
No.
With someone who doesn't really understand. Like, you want to actually talk to a human that can say, hey, this is how I get your system back online if something goes wrong.
Well, there's been a couple of times where I've actually called the number, not from like anything on your guys' end. It's just like, hey, power's cutting out, locks go down, the same stuff that we go through. And the one time I actually called Rick.
Yeah,
he was answering. He was like, "What's up?" I was like, "Whoa, Rick, there you are."
Everyone, we do round robin on the weekends. Everyone's got to pitch in and support customers. So
I love
that's cool.
Well, outside of that, where can people expect to see you in person again the next? Are you doing another conference round?
I've literally been living out of a suitcase since we obviously raised our A round in January.
Yeah,
it's been a crazy 6 months, absolutely insane. I'm super stoked because I actually don't have to get on a plane for 2.5 months now, which is amazing. I'm pumped. I think the next time you're going to see me is the Vacation Rental World Summit.
Okay. Yep.
In September, and I'm trying to squeeze Guestaval in before that. The dates overlap a little bit. And then, like, as you know, October is a madhouse, and then it's on to like Verma and all the rest. So
Perfect. Awesome. Well, I'm excited to see you at VRMA.
Hey, man, it's good to see you in person.
I know.
Everyone, he's better looking in person, if that's even possible, than he is over the screen. I didn't even know it's possible.
I tried to grow the beard after you.
Right?
I was like, Steve Davis is the imitation I want to give off in my life. So, well, thank you for being on the show. We're at HITEC again, 2022. If you haven't come and found us at booth 2007, come do it. Come check out Operto. What booth number are you guys at for anyone listening?
2200s.
22. Okay.
We're back by the food
back there by the food. If you're hungry, talk to Operto, get some snacks, and enjoy the rest